Do a disengage.
Alright. That is a success.
Cool. To engage with Shera.
Alright. She's pretty much huddled next to the Wraith, so you get to be involved in them.
Cool. I don't mind. I'm part of it.
Group hug.
Group hug.
But focusing on Shera. And we're going to go with the Bleeding Strike again. That seems to be the rolled and tested deal. Plus 5, plus 5, plus 2.
That is enough to hit her.
And it's an even as well. So, but first off, 5d8 plus 2d8 plus 10.
Why do you get an extra 2d8?
Because ignore the last 10. Then ignore the last 10.
It would
So
be,
it's 35.
It would be ignoring the 9. It would be
oh, ignore the 9 then. Sorry. Okay.
36 damage.
36. Was a nice sneak attack though. Was nice.
Alright, that's enough to stagger her.
Also,
The unarmored figure. Okay. She'll take that.
5 ongoing.
That's right, you leveled up. 5 ongoing damage. Anything else with your turn?
I still got momentum.
You still do, yes.
Yep.
Fargus, fire elemental. Can stay near your body and like attack like everyone else who's like hanging out.
Alright. I guess it will go after the person that actually killed Fargus.
Okay.
So it will double move up here.
Alright. Vossler's turn. He's still suffering from the weight of his damage. No, he does not move. He will look, you know, he's still looking at Leon. He focuses with grim determination and says, "I know what my fate is in death, and I would see you to it as well." And not quite with a smiting blow, as he has a limitation on how many times he can use that power. Instead, a swift greatsword strike is a miss for 6 points of damage. He'd really like to challenge you with his paladin abilities, but he just can't hit. That is the end of Vossler's turn. He's not running. Thomas.
Well, let's focus fire here. So Thomas is going to go after the monk lady over here.
Alright.
Engage. Then Thomas is going to use his basic tactical strike to give Tempus a basic attack.
Okay. Give me a second just to quickly have a look. My basic melee attack is already macroed in, and it's an escalation die of 2. And the sneak attack damage, I'll roll 2d8.
Is where you say not killer?
The unarmored, unweaponed woman cries out as she falls down. Tempus has enough control over his blade, especially the sneak attack, that if you didn't want to kill her, you could avoid it. But, it's up to you, Tempus.
No, Tempus saw what she'd done. He's too angry. He wouldn't have control over that.
Alright. Ashura, the unarmored, unequipped woman, dies.
Give her the easy way out, huh?
Could I also have engaged one of the wraiths?
Sure. She was really sticking right next to them.
Then I'm going to use my standard action to attack one of the wraiths.
Okay. That is a hit. Your attack, however, appears to not be that effective. While it does stagger the wraith, the attack only deals half damage.
Alright. That's my turn then. And I get points.
You sure do. Leon.
Poison does reactivate if I want to use it.
Sure does.
Only these two would count as a group, though, I suppose.
To handle that, shame on me. No, he's still taking it, and that's gonna be enough to stagger Vossler.
You know, I would assume only these two would count as a group right now.
Yeah, they would.
We should kill this paladin guy.
Yeah. Yeah. As much as using the poison gun would be fun, no, just kill.
Paladins are the kind of guys who don't tell anything.
He does have runes of the dark gods on his full plate. He's called out Leon for like his priestess favoring.
Capturing him would be useless.
Your false gods will hold no sway here. You will meet your judgment like they all do.
Do your worst, sorcerer. That is pretty rough for him. That's a 20. That's a natural 20.
That's 66 fire damage.
So you go ahead and give me a flavorful description as he tells you to do your worst, You do your worst, and he dies.
As he says, do your worst, Leon just looks down at his holy symbol, putting his fingers to it, whispering for a moment a prayer to his god. To his blade, running his fingers across the runes, them all igniting. May the gods have mercy upon your death. As Leon swings the blade forward, an entire just whirlwind of fire blasting out, incinerating large portions of his face.
There is a cry of, like, anger, all of his fury and rage just melting together, and then he falls silent and dead.
Leon will then engage this wraith, and as a quick action, activate his heal to get a recovery.
Okay.
Now my turn.
Alright. Dwohurim.
Could Dwohurim just go after that damn necromancer?
You could double move. He's still, at this point, far away from you. And basically, it'd be like you guys having, like, a foot race.
Yeah,
you can move that way. Yeah.
Because I don't want to let him get away.
Sure.
You guys agree with that, right?
Mm-hmm. He is grievously injured or dead from poison, so...
Yeah, but like you,
Like Goger wants to make sure. That's fine with me.
Yeah,
I think that's
I want to
idea.
see the body. If I don't see the body, he's gonna come back.
All right. The two wraiths, they will since the escalation die is even. First off, this wraith will target 1d3 nearby enemies. That's pretty fucking impressive. This will be against. Well, they kind of killed the guy that the necromancer said to go after.
Also, technically.
Also, technically, you should reduce your defenses as well.
Yes, that's what just I like. Oh, hey, my defenses are still high.
Yeah. This will be against Tempus then, and you go ahead and pick which one you want the damage to be dealt to.
That one, since I engaged him.
Now we'll stagger it. I'll go ahead and factor in that damage. If I can use your math. Wraith will attempt to hit with a spiraling assault on Tempus. That will miss. The next Wraith will attempt to use the same spiraling assault ability, and that will also be only against Tempus. And it will horribly miss as well. Escalation die goes to 3 as Tempus stands over Fargus' dead body. The cursing and spittling of the Necromancer Wizard as he didn't think this would be how he went down at all the fucking things. As he, like, continues to double move away. He'll take his damage. Yep, he ain't getting up from that. He falls over unconscious, and the next turn the ongoing damage will kill him. So he is confirmed dead.
Oh, my poison was effective.
There, you see the body.
Well, there goes our information source.
Well, we still got their mana. We know where they are, so...
I mean, yeah, we know where they are.
They're dead.
They're right here.
We know we hired them as well, but... Yeah.
Tempus.
Okay, we're gonna go with the Deadly Thrust and the Staggered one.
Okay.
1d20 plus 5 plus 2 plus 5 plus 3.
That hits it.
5d8 plus 2d8 plus 10.
That destroys it. The summoned creature is banished.
Okay, and one left. That's Tempus' entire turn.
You still have momentum.
Yeah, so the fire elemental may act. Oh dear. Poor Wraith. Well, I think you're taking the ongoing fire damage, buddy. Afraid I've got some bad news for you, Wraith.
Oh.
Yep. Okay, and took that. Let's see what that... Yeah, that was enough to bypass his ghostliness, which I'll go ahead and paste like that. Resist damage 16 plus to all damage except force. Let's see here. That takes us to Thomas.
Well, let's just take a swing here. Escalation die is 3, I think.
You actually need to be engaged with the target first.
Yeah.
That was a 1.
Move action to engage, and that's a 2.
Alright, that will
5
deal...
points of damage.
That will deal a whopping 2 points of damage.
Amazing. And I got nothing else.
Okay, Leon. Having poisoned so many people to death and, like, burned off the face of the paladin.
The escalation dice is on 3, and this thing is undead, so I get an extra bonus.
It is most assuredly undead. It qualifies.
That's another critical.
Poof!
So, go ahead and give me a description for that, as well as it appears that Leon has finished off his 4th target here on the battlefield.
Leon rushing forward from destroying and staggering the wraiths, the power still flowing through his blade, whispers of prayer still in his mind. This battle meant something quite big. He lost an ally. He wasn't wanting to lose anyone. Moving up, swinging his blade. This ends now. Just slamming the blade straight through the wraith and igniting an inferno with his final word of prayer. The wraith just enveloped by fire.
The wraith evaporates into nothingness, incorporeality. Combat is over. It is early morning, in the 1-ish, 2-ish range. The sounds of combat have been frantic and hectic, and you can hear, like, cries of alarm, and notice, like, from various, like, manors and buildings here in the District of Nobility, that people are standing in windows, gasping. The area around you is certainly well lit as well, given the magical lampposts, which are prevalent all around Newport. Around you are the defeated bodies of those who would stand against you. Death's hand. Crushed by you. Their allegiances towards villainous icons, their determination and power, right in front of their base, utterly incapable of allowing them to survive against your will. However, the intelligent adventurers, devoted as they were nevertheless able to take down one person. Fargus is there on the pavement, his chest utterly crushed by the monk's fist, the thunder damage having completely stopped his heart. He lays lifeless near the fire elemental as it evaporates away.
As written, that's Leon is now solemnly kneeling over Fargus' body, probably the fire still burning around him slightly.
Tempus is actually standing very, very dazed with the dagger in his hand and the blood over him. Just kind of staring at Fargus. Very, very silent. Tempus, I guess over the alarms, will just look around, see Hurim, and just then, not even really just stare, just return looking down to Fargus.
Sad. Have you looked at what they have? Anyone alive we can question? Sort of looks at them, seeing that they're very acting weird. He sort of stops a little bit, puts down the body, the corpse. So looks at them.
There's... I can't even joke. Fargus got it.
Let me see. We'll go and kneel down and look at Fargus.
Leon's not even turning his head to you at this point. Just
the wraiths with their ice-cold ghost blades weakened Fargus enough for the monk to crush the druid's chest with her mighty fist.
He'll sort of look at the damage. How obvious is it that it's...
He's gone. It's pretty obvious. The focused blast from the monk's blow really caved in his torso.
Huh. Well, kneels in, looking at him, looking at the wound, sort of sits back a little bit, bites his lip, but doesn't really say anything.
Dwohurim? I don't think I care much for doing things my way anymore. I very much feel like setting something on fire at the moment. There's no point trying to do things legally, is there? Would just put us at a disadvantage. Has put us at a disadvantage.
Legs looks a little sad, sort of still shaking his head, mumbling something, looking at Fargus again. Then standing up, looking very tired. He said, "And here I hoped that there could be a better way. Here I hoped for... How long has it been?" Just look down, Fargus. It seems like... No, nothing. Let's see what these fools had on them before the gods get their grubby hands on it. Might be letters or something.
Thomas, you get Fargus. I'm gonna help Hero try and find as much as we can before the guards get here.
It is a credit to the noble district that the guards, as well paid as they are, do arrive, but you aren't hauled off, taken to a cell somewhere, and pulled before the Imperial Governor to explain your actions. It does take your time, as you are asked by several guardsmen to explain the actions which transpired. But given your names and reputations, and what witnesses, even at this late hour, would have seen as they heard the sounds of combat, you are cleared of wrongdoing. And, while the nobility, while the guards might say that, shouldn't enter, their building, whatever they have on them, they're gonna look the other way.
So what's gonna happen to their building exactly?
It's gonna go to government, gonna be liquidated down amongst the nobility, because this is the noble district. The guards aren't entirely sure, and they'll say that while they can't condone doing anything of the sort, considering how you fought and killed them, they'd look the other way if you just took whatever was on their bodies.
Well, sure as hell do that.
Here's something for you, Grimith, by the way. An idea I just had. I have an outstanding priestess 6. This man worshipped the dark gods.
I do believe that was a 5 and not a 6.
No, it was a 5 for the Lich King and a 6 for the priestess.
I will check my notes for that. I'll go ahead and trust your judgment for now. I'll do that later. What do you want to do?
Yeah, basically, if nothing else, beseech the local priesthoods, and if nothing else, even if we can't enter, get them, search through the building, check, to them on the grounds of the dark gods were being worshipped where they shouldn't. They were having sway in ways they probably should not. But also any clues that might indicate what they've been doing, any wrongdoings that might have been done.
Leon can use his affiliation with the priestess, especially it is positive, to basically lock out the nobles for a day or so that you guys can go through and search the building yourselves.
Who also hand into his order any, like, the dark symbols and the tomes and effigies to be locked away. Or destroyed, or whatever they want to do with it.
Not really tomes and effigies carried on someone who's an adventurer.
Yeah, whatever they had on them.
Alright.
That was, dark.
So he takes all of the loot and prizes and ships them away to the order.
Not that much.
Okay.
I don't think they count as dark worship.
Yes, I did recall that you had an unspent relationship with the priestess, and I do think this is a fitting idea to use this. Able to use your influence with religious things. There are plenty who still respect the gods, as distant as they might be, and you're able to get a pass to comb through the building yourselves on basically behalf of your order and Crusader, Guy, Paladin was involved here, villainous icon influences with this evil party. And while you can't have the building, you can certainly look through the building for anything that would be of interest.
Okay, that's sufficient.
As for on them, there are some magic items, which I will go ahead and punch. I will go ahead and start with the Paladin, who was very connected to the Crusader. The Scroll of Darkness is an adventurer tier item that consumes like a book, scroll, tome, or grimoire slot. It gives you a bonus 3-point Revelations of the Dark Gods background, and its quirk is very dangerous.
Leon.
That is an adventure tier item. I don't think books, tomes, scrolls, or grimoires add a default bonus. So there's that. There is the magical item that Irvine Trevels had. The Codex of Foreshadowed Victory, which consumes the same slot as the scroll, is an adventure tier item with a recharge of 16+. When you roll initiative, gain a +10 bonus to your roll after seeing it. That's what he used. He also had a negative energy shield, which was a spell effect around him, but only the fire elemental threatened to trigger that, and it did not. Then we have Ashera, Thomas is standing on her body, who has the Ring of Instant Vengeance. When you take damage from an enemy's attack, this is adventure tier as well. Choose one ally you can see. That ally can make a basic attack, melee or ranged, against the attacker as a free action. It would not provoke opportunity attacks with that quirk. As for Vayne, he does not have anything magical on him. There are no potions. You are, however, able to recover a sum of gold, which fits 1,625.
Huh.
They just got paid, guys. They delivered the orb.
But how did they get it?
That's maybe they got it last time.
Why did they come back?
Maybe they had stashed it somewhere.
Huh.
Until they could negotiate better pay. Or something.
Maybe.
Regardless. Like, any of you want any of these items? There's also the items that Fargus has on him, I suppose.
There are those as well, yes.
Well, I imagine we're not really in a hurry right now, because I don't think anyone's... I mean, we can't do this stealthily, and I don't think anyone's going to stop us from bringing a dead friend or companion with us.
No, the guards pretty well decided that they were going to leave you alone.
We're taking Fargus for a burial once we've checked everything in the house.
As for what's in the building itself, there's too much for me to effectively digest down into a paraphrasable format. I can give you more details later. Suffice to say that Death's Hand has been very active for the nobility here, and it'd be a real shame if the nobility were to get out how active Death's Hand were. Quite a lot of blackmail information about the jobs Death's Hand has been doing for one noble family or another. Killings, intimidations, extortions, retrieving esoterica of like frivolous nature, like a little music box, or like something like gears and stuff. This last job, of course, ended up coming from the famed noble Evrat Lavelle, whose manor I will mark on the Newport map. Along with some information about him, he is a nobleman who coasts on old money, never worked a day in his life. His father before him also collected magical crap, and his father before him also collected magical crap, extending all the way back in the line to a wizard of some renown who escaped from High Rock as it was collapsing to the monsters. A former shaper he was. The Lavelle line has prospered here in the new city of Newport. And Evrat Lavelle, from the information, because it seems Death's Hand really did their research on this guy, has a lot of mystery and intrigue surrounding him, and they weren't able to make much heads or notes. There's footnotes of the Death's Hand arguing with themselves about information, with no real confirmation of it, other than to say, well, it's good pay, let's take the fucking job, and fuck it. The orb was to, the mission was in fact to acquire the Orb of Storms, which was purported to be located within the Living Dungeon of Creel. It seems that no one got the memo that you guys had actually taken it out of the Living Dungeon of Creel. Because you didn't really walk around advertising that.
But funny if it returned.
We gave the Orb of Storms to
Lord Teraptus. And Lord Teraptus didn't go around fucking advertising it. Or do you think? Probably not.
And he activated the orb, or awakened the orb.
He didn't. He's still alive.
Or someone did.
His people.
One third of the Arcane College died in the process.
And the orb just said, fuck this, I'm going to explode and leave.
I'm going to the Midland Sea, and oh look, there's a lovely living dungeon here.
It's difficult to say where it is. That was just their idea, because all of the divinations as of late had suggested it was there in the Living Dungeon of Creel. And there's no note or indication that they knew that you had taken it out previously. They did have
paid up front.
They did have some notes and information about you and your recent arrival, and it was a blatant stay away from them. They are not pertinent to the job, unless they directly interfere.
Oh.
But, I mean,
Well, keep all the blackmail information, certainly.
Hell yes. Extortion, all of that. Like, Tempus will be like, starting compiling it.
You need money, guys? We can sell this to them.
Well, Thomas also said, we should take the more darker approach to go legality
as a metagame note, it would be like a fistful of fives. Like you have like these nobles who would be very angry to discover that this information is out there, and would help you with all the caveats and all of the trust that you can imagine a bunch of people with a shit ton of money and free time will give you.
Write that on the loot list.
Fistful of fives.
A fistful of fives.
Yeah, basically, I had collection of blackmail on there. I just added side note, fistful of fives.
You always need more of those.
No, that's where the rest of this session will leave off, though. I don't have anything more. And I will also say that I have been thinking about taking a week break myself for some time, and I planned on doing it before, whenever you guys were going to leave Drakenhall, but then all the drama arose there, and I was too excited. But I think, yes, I was too excited, because I thought about all the choices and the consequences thereof. But I think this is a fitting time, especially with such a poignant thing that has happened here at the end of the session, to take a 2-week break, to reflect on what you've got. I'll give you a little bit more of a breakdown, but that's essentially the gist of what you'd find useful that you could abscond with from their building. It was clearly not their home so much as a place for them to stay between their adventures. And it is not portable. There's all that. A 2-week break. to think, reflect. That was a balanced battle, but I think after everything that's transpired, I will still give you a full heal up anyway, especially after the 2-week break. You'll also get an incremental advance. It would be too hard to remember what powers you had otherwise. Full heal up, incremental advance. Yeah. Think about what you might wish to tackle next with what's transpired. And Goger, I guess you and I can talk, or the entire group can talk, to see whether you're done with the campaign or whether you'd like to try to make another character to continue with it.
Right, sure.
In that scheme, like in character, I imagine like our characters are going to take a while of real time to get stuff done and catch up, figure out everything we've got, and make contacts and affiliate stuff. So there's lots of opportunity for you to come back in.
Yes, you know, an extended break of downtime as your characters are, you know, processing what's transpired and what you've acquired and sifting through it.
Yeah, I do have one idea of a character I could do. The contact that contacted Fargus.
All right.
Before the
so
session.
You want to branch out into another druid instead of trying a different character concept?
That was just one idea. That would be quite convenient, I think. But
convenience is one possibility, but what matters is enjoyability the most.
Yeah, don't lock yourself down. Like, have a look around and shop around.
No matter like how storyline awkward it might be, it can fucking be made to work in, you know, for the sake of having fun.
Yeah, you could have something very lighthearted. Hell, you could have that caretaker of the living dungeons. I mean, that would be hella easy for us to get in. It's a case of, oh, I heard you guys have visited a living dungeon twice.
You know,
the Dungeon of Creel sent me to apparently make sure that you tell people about him.
Or, you know, whatever matches up. If you want to build off of what you had with Fargus and pursue the Druid, and so long as it's not a Chaos Mage, I'm pretty open to trying to work with you as I did with all of you at initial character creation.
Necromancer.
I don't have a problem with that. You certainly have someone who's leaning that way already in the party.
Lich King +3.
You can't go that far.
No. And you having a positive relationship with a villainous icon, a most assuredly villainous icon, which Irvine Travels did. Most definitely did.
Yeah, like it locks you up 1 positive, 2 conflicted, 3 negative, I think.
And you have to answer to it as well. Like, you know, if you have a positive relationship with a villainous icon, that's justification for locking you up.
I mean,
I'm gonna
the closest to a necromancer in the party, I'm gonna not like you.